On today's episode of Budget Yatra, we've hit the road and traveled nearly 50 kilometers from Bengaluru to cross the Karnataka-Tamil Nadu border and find ourselves in Hosur. Now, it's right here that Titan not only has one of its big manufacturing facilities, but more importantly, with the company's only B2B arm, that's Titan Engineering and Automation Limited, or Teal, has set up base. On the show today, we'll be joined by Teal's MD and CEO, NP Sridhar, or NPS, as he's more popularly called, who believes India still has a long way to go before it becomes a manufacturing and R&D colossus. In our chat, Sridhar also tells us everything that the manufacturing ecosystem needs from Budget 2026, including a change in inverted duty structures, production and design incentives, and simply the need to focus more on skilling. Here's a slice of that conversation. All right, we're right here in Hosur at the Titan Engineering Automation Limited plant, and I have with me MD and CEO of Teal, NPS or NP Sridhar. NPS, as you're more commonly known in these parts and popularly at that. Let me start by asking you, we're just a few weeks, if not days, away from the union budget itself, NPS, and what you've built here at Titan essentially is a manufacturing colossus. Incidentally, it's also been a little over a decade since Prime Minister Modi announced the Make in India initiative. How has it been? Do you feel India has done enough to push the envelope of Make in India, talk more about engineer, design, develop in India, as opposed to just Make in India itself? Have you feel we as a country have done enough?
Firstly, it's a pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you.
As I said, Titan itself and what Teal is comes from the fact of Make in India. Mm-hmm. And for us, Make in India started in 1995, early 90s. You know, when we were growing as a watchmaker, the country didn't have enough foreign exchange. So the best solution for us was to start looking at how we could do more in India. You know, most of the equipment that we use for watchmaking comes from all over the world, Japan, France, and Switzerland, right? So when we started growing, we thought that probably the best way for us to conserve foreign exchange is to build it here. And that's one of the genesis of Teal. So we started, in a way back of Make in India. And, you know, Make in India for us is all about design, engineering, making an equipment, which is intelligent equipment, which is of robotics and automation. It's all about design. So we are basically a design company. So we do design and engineering and assembly of these solutions. And commissioning is all done here at Hosur in our facilities. So we are very much, I would say, a beneficiary of the whole Make in India.
And over time, NPS, the focus as far as India is concerned has shifted to production and manufacturing itself. In fact, over the last decade, many would say that the country has become a bit of a manufacturing colossus or a powerhouse due to a series of policies. What is your outlook like in terms of what's left to achieve? Do you think there's a whole lot more to go, and do you feel there's so much more that India can achieve? And if yes, what is that outlook going to be like?
We have a lot to achieve. We are not yet a colossus. As you say, China at its peak, was 30% of GDP. We are at what? 15%, and we are not growing.
Right.
So we are yet to be a colossus in manufacturing. So there is a lot of headroom for us to grow. It couldn't be a better time for India in manufacturing. You know, I passed out of mechanical engineering in 1990, and I did my operations management, manufacturing management, and I keep saying is the time for people like me is now.
Okay.
So this is the best time for India for manufacturing, and I think from here we just, I guess, is being focused on what we are doing well, and I think we have all the right signals for India to become that colossus that you want us to become.
Right. So let's turn the focus on Teal then, and the kind of work that you do. What are projects like? What are ongoing orders that you're working on? And what's that pipeline shaping up like for you?
See, as manufacturing is evolving, right, over the years now, manufacturing is becoming a lot more automated, right? If you look at how manufacturing has also evolved in China, China has got a great degree of advanced manufacturing that is happening there. Geopolitics of the world, everybody wants to do manufacturing today. Naturally, the Western world, when manufacturing actually comes in there, it's not going to be with lots of people. It's going to be highly automated. That's the sweet spot that Teal is in. We are one of the unique companies in India that has this deep capability of building full automated solutions for manufacturing. So advanced manufacturing is our focus. So as manufacturing picks up in India, India will need a lot of equipment. A lot of this equipment is going to be intelligent equipment. And that's our core. That's what we do. That's what we build in India, design in India, engineer in India, manufacture in India. That's our core. That's where we will be focused. All these industries that I said, which is coming in India, would need equipment. Today, all this equipment is being imported. We would like that equipment to be built here, and we would like to champion that.
I think aerospace would be a large component of the kind of work that you're doing. Any other diversification plans? I know you're in other areas as well, but where will your focus be going forward?
Our focus will be on advanced manufacturing, building automation solutions, robotics. We are looking at technologies that enable this in India, because everything is imported today here. So we're looking at various technologies, laser technologies, vision technologies, integrating them into what we do, using AI in our solutions, making it smarter. That will be one big part of what we do. And the other, as you said, is looking at precision manufacturing in itself, which is in what we do in aerospace. We're going to invest a lot more, taking that up, value stream, greater value-added products that we would like to do in that. We have a lot of opportunities there. We're also getting into what we call semiconductor wafer fab equipment side, right? So, which is very much related to the capability that we have in precision manufacturing, and want to get into that stream and expand that too.
You talk about AI, NPS, and how much of it you're using here, to automate processes and add a layer to it in manufacturing. Do you feel the country is doing enough to adopt it at the pace at which it was always envisaged to be adopted at? Do you feel enough is being done, or is there some way to go?
You'll be surprised to the extent to which our own people in this organization use AI.
Right.
The adoption of AI in this country is probably just immense. Everybody is using AI to make lives better for themselves. I mean, in this company itself, a lot of people use AI. But using AI in a way to make things a lot more efficient than what you are is something that I think we need to do more. There have to be more companies in India that are looking at core AI capability and, adoption that is used worldwide, LLMs. But in design itself, we are a design company, right? But using AI in design, for example, it's still yet to evolve. It will come, I'm sure, but it is yet to evolve. And we are looking at how we can start becoming a forefront of AI in design. Software, it already exists. We do write a lot of software. So we are using a lot of AI in our own software, PLC programs, robotics, etc. Vision systems, where we are using a lot of ML. That adoption will definitely be much faster.
I'm glad you bring that up, because I was also going to ask you, since we're just ahead of the union budget itself, what do you think our policymakers can do to give engineering and design a bit of a boost? And like you said, automate it, bring in the whole AI element to it, and go about making sure that that seamless integration happens. Is there a policy push that you feel must happen and whose time is here and right now?
As far as we are concerned, we build equipment, intelligent equipment, right? But if you look at it in India today, you can import an entire equipment, robotic solution today, at really zero duty. But if I have to build it today, like what we are doing today, all the elements that you use to build an automated solution, for example, a robot, for example, or you're buying some of the PLCs, or you are looking at feeding systems, or sensors, these are all imported, not made in India. We pay 7.5% to 15% of duty. So this inverted duty structure does not incentivize your make in India. Capital goods, as far as especially what we do, like equipment, robotics, automation, we must incentivize the Indian manufacturing to ensure these are built in India. You can imagine if a industry that is as critical as the battery industry, for example, or a solar industry, would have all the equipment over in your industry coming from outside, where the entire industry is just dependent, and most of it comes from China, so on the Chinese industry, then isn't that a risk for us as a country? And it is something that I think needs to get a bigger policy push to make capital goods in India. It is absolutely essential for our manufacturing push for the country. Capital goods needs to be built in India. Designed, developed, built in India.
Right. So incentive to build more in India, that inverted duty structure, two big
that
points.
Needs to get corrected at speed.
Absolutely. What else will you expect? There's in terms of incentivized manufacturing itself, budgetary outlays, working capital. Surely that list must go on.
Yeah, I mean, that is the start where you start looking at from a duty structure points. But, this industry is mass people intensive. So you have to attract great talent.
Right.
Good talent. So the talent and skills are the first important aspect of it. And I feel there is a lot that needs to get done on how we look at talent. How that talent can get fostered, right from our engineering curriculum, how curriculum is done, its relevance to industry, working with academia, working with governments to look at curriculum, and working with the industry to create this whole ecosystem now for advanced manufacturing. Right. That doesn't exist today. I think all three have to work together to build the capacity, like what was done for the software industry. Right. The same thing needs to get done for
It's
for
interesting
this
we're talking about talent and skilling, especially given that we find ourselves in Hosur. I think one of both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, for that matter, one of the big claims to fame for the ecosystem to be built here was the talent that exists in these parts, and including the levels of skilling itself. So the potential exists, but a policy push must certainly be in the offing.
Yes. Directed towards building competency and capabilities that is essential for this industry. That is important.
Right. Moving forward then, so what would that wish list from both Teal and the entire manufacturing ecosystem be like from the government? Inverted duty structure, yes. Incentivized production, incentivized skilling.
Employee incentives. The other aspect of what we do is, if you want to make a good solution, there's a great degree of R&D that we do. No solutions comes out just without having experimentation. Right? If you want to build a fully automated solution, there is a lot of R&D that goes in. So there has to be a greater R&D push for this country. Actually, there's not much R&D that India does. If you want to be a real manufacturing major, you need to invest a lot more in R&D. Companies need to invest, and governments needs to have far greater grants, for doing core R&D. We do very little of R&D. We give very little money for R&D, and that needs to have a much greater value. It is a start. I think the government started on it, but the amount of money allocated for it is just insufficient.
Right, great insights then. Better R&D, better skilling, better talent, and certainly a big push for design and engineering in the place we find ourselves in. On that note, NPS, thank you so much for breaking down those insights. Great speaking to you.
Pleasure meeting you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.